Hey everyone, welcome to Doki Doki Literature Club. My name is Burning Oil, and welcome to the crazy train. Once again, choo choo, it keeps going. Last episode really hit me hard. I was dreading coming back to this. I don't know where it's gonna go. I looked at the text, I put it in the last video, the text it told you to retrieve, and it's like Monica or someone is deleting characters from this, or someone is, like maybe your character is, because they're too much of a burden on you. Anyway, let's get straight back into it, shall we? Sayori has hung herself, deleted, and then we restart the story, and we have Monica, who has taken some of Sayori's duties over in the original story. Let's go. What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been thinking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? About that, I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Oh my god, that was scary. That scared me, man. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that's so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, James. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but... In that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but... If you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Ah, awesome. You're really sweet, James, you know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. God damn this fucking bitch. We're not meant to know about what just happened, because we just reloaded, or whatever, into this crazy, crazy world. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. Didn't that say Siri before? I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back, and I brought a guest with me. What? Stop doing that! Fuck. I forgot to mention, by the way, it's my birthday today, which is why I got this hat on. I've basically gone from the stream to doing this. You're welcome. A guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Nasuke. But anyway, welcome to the club, James. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Right on, bro. I'm just gonna... So let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? No, I'm not. Nasuke? The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Nasuke, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Nasuke, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Nasuke. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So, I ran into James in the classroom and he decided to come back out of the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica? Didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, James? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Nasuke sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in this club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Many people are very interested in put out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festivals that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Nasuke? Well, I guess. Nasuke reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have really worked hard to find these two. You said 3 before. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot. In the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know... I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, James, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I quietly mutter to myself, half joking. Nesuke's head suddenly perks up. Looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader then, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of a teacup with a finger. My favourites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes lit up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I could relate to at the minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with Rock. I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I can't really put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, Nasuke's eyes dart over me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Nasuke? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't you say it out loud! Give that back! Fine. Nasuke, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! Nasuke averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer then yet. I understand how Nasuke feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. We haven't had a glitch in the Matrix yet. I'm worried. Do you have any experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Nasuke feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Nasuke and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree James? Agree as well, James. Hold on, there's still one more problem. What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I've bluntly come on forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought... Huh? The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, James. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. Besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, James? Yeah. It could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I will be super pissed. James, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. So the only one who made it happen last time was Sayori, because we've joined because of her. At this time, we're joining because we've kind of been peer pressured into it because of... Right. So everything... It's not... I've said this a lot of times, but you're making... This game is making you out to be a complete prick, but you're not. Right? You've just been given impossible decisions. You could just say no, but that's what I would do. That's what James in the real world would do. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. James, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you all tomorrow then. I can't wait. Okay then. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls. Nasuke, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls, and then they'll kill your best friend. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing the poem tonight. Let's go, boy. Let's fucking go. You have unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? Yeah. No, in... Okay. I don't... What? Alright, contamination, holiday, entropy, uncanny, precious, time, universe, bounty, disarray. G, shibby-dabba-da-ba-ba. Bibby-dabba-da-ba-ba. E-G-B-D-D-do. G-B-D-B-do-do. Now Sayori's dead, it's a lot easier to get her stuff. Let's go. Graveyard. Unstable. Do. Unrequited. No. We want. No, that's cute. That's not cute. Nah. Chocolate is kind of cute. Vivid. Unrequited. Yes. Jumpy. Sadness. Fluffy. Special. Infallible. Do. Defeat. Do. Nightgown. Puppy Festa Raincloud. Incapable Raincloud. Incapable Raincloud. Hopeless! Boom, 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 boom. What does Doki 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 mean? Destiny, mouse, fun, hair, wonderful aura, determination, friends. Cloud! Oh no. I didn't want that. She's next to die. Sorry. You've done it now. Misfortune wasn't what we needed last time. Headphones, whirlwind, forgive, existence, tenacious, dance, massacre. Massacre! Because she likes the massacre of love with her set of knives. Wrath. Calm, pink, silly, incongruous. I still don't know what that means. Depression, yes. Disaster. Ambient. Lucky, vitality, heartbeat. Vivacious, amazing, rose bliss. Atone. Boom, 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 boom. Disaster. Misery. Hurt. It's okay. Do 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 do. Lust. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Desire. Secretive. Broken. Fear and waterfall. Giggle. Imagination. Games excitement. Uncontrollable. Heaven sent. Breathe. Pure 12 sunset kiss. Do 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 do. Shit. Whistle. Socks. Raindrops. Crimson. Sweet. Charm. Horror. Unending. Love cheeks. Intellectual. Landscape. Bubbles. Unending. Do 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 do. Explode. Anger. Shit. She's angry, of course. She only got 3. Yuri got 17. Hi again, James. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. No, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Don't do this, man. Thanks for keeping your promise, James. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, man. Every time it does it fucking puts bloody shivers up my spine. Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. She's in front! She's in front! Good. A big mouth someone who keeps manga collection. Natsuki, you have certainly a big mouth for someone who keeps manga collection in the club room. Finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plots back into a seat. I'm sorry, James. Well, I'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not like that, Yuri. I didn't want to try to be part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you want me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches in a bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... how is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'd like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. Can we just give the poem already? The poem? I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seemed to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sinks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so That's the book that you gave me, right? Oh, that's the book that you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? I'm just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. Something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about, anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that turned into a human experiment prison, and the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... that might be a bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. She didn't say that before. The book, I mean, not the thing about the limbs. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, James? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I definitely got that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story is the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. Then sudden... I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm so sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets... What? I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't mind. You don't need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading, right? Oh god, don't fucking... God damn! Sorry about that scared me so much my party hat fell off. Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but... what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel a presence all over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. God, I thought another one was going to come then. Sorry. I was just bathing in the feeling of your body. You apologize a lot, don't you? I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... here, this should work, right? I slide my desk under until it's up against Yuri's and hold my book once between them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once you each lean in a bit, shoulders almost touching. Feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess it makes it more difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're holding it even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracted me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Huh? To turn the page? Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. She smiles. Oh my god, she's smiling. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she's finishes the page for me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri? This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Eh? No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking this, the way she second guesses things she says and all that. That's what you were thinking about? Sorry, I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet, so I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? God damn it, I'm getting chills. Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... Am I breathing? Yuri puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Good shout. Alright, don't push yourself. Oh my god. So she cuts herself, right? Because she did that thing with the sleeve and she cuts herself. She has a thing with knives. Oh my god. Where's this going to go? He stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? James? Did something happen just now? Huh? I've no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. Do anything to her? No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. You're a cock. I hate you. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Eh? Shouldn't we start for Yuri? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag and start screaming, singing the Ugandan theme. That's not that. Who should I show my poem to first? Okay, we'll get the poems in, because we're running a little bit low on time, but... Oh, man. Why, man? I don't... I told Natsuki I was interested in a poem yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Yuri's gonna die next. Yuri's dead next. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's completely normal. That's completely normal, just eyes falling out, yeah. James, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh? Wait, you expect me to believe that you're actually put effort into this? You think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. It all starts somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? Burn. Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, teach their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you'll probably think it's stupid. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Anything else? Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I liked it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard, like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humour her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Hi, James. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you've ever had any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm all settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, James. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, James. I was going oh in my head while reading it. Bitch. It's really metaphorical. That's what you said last time. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easier for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism? Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean like it's a bad thing, though, but sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. That's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she used to be indulged like that. Used to be indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction. So don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier, I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time where she cuts herself. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? No, not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Huh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologise. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more than glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good at it. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hold on, but he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see colour. Are there others in the room? Are they talking, or are they simply poems or flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle. Closing in on me, the air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yes, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you will never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about this is, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for the day. Thanks for listening. God damn it. Yeah, I mean, we're over time, but we'll do Yuri's and then we'll finish. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Huh? Did I say that out loud? Yuri covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Huh? I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous about? Yuri takes a breath. So, What kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly and then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. Now, having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick that up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a single poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? God, something terrible's going to happen. Goes under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Huh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to share something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I hope. I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, James. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem has only been symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Eh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, James. Me too. Phew, I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities, even if they're just being nice. There's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica was writing something on a notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows burrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. It's with this language, but we're going to end it here because it's been a long one. Oh, okay, so it's starting to get all glitchy and shit, and like Monica is taking over what Siri was saying, and like they just completely deleted what Siri said, and they're just like swapped it out. Oh, my God, this game is whack. It's like so wacky, man. it's like actually scaring me. There's some bits that are actually scaring me. Like, it's weird because you can hear what they're writing, what they're writing is trying to portray, and because of what you know before as well. Like, it's okay. So anyway, this has been the end of episode 6, guys. Yeah, and nothing too crazy's happened this episode yet, apart from all the glitches and stuff. But I'm sure there's more to come. But yeah, I have been out, guys, and I am now out. I'll see you in episode 7, guys. Goodbye.